Hello, I'm Anderson and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a bandsaw box. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. So as you can see here, I'm just cutting off the back. I already made the template. I made this blank out of two 2x4s glued together. And then I cut another slot in it and glued in a piece of red oak that I think is about 1/4 inch thick. So I'm just cutting off the back. I made this back a little thicker than it needed to be, but I ended up having to sand it a lot anyway. So this takes quite a while, and I was having a little trouble because I didn't have my blade guide high enough. So it ended up touching the top of the piece of wood, and it was causing the thing to not be able to go through the bandsaw very well. So it took a little longer than it had to. I do like my bandsaw because it has an adjustable light, so I can see where I'm cutting. It's not a very big bandsaw. It's 9 inch, and it can cut up to 3 inches high. It also has a fence, which I do like, but it's only good for some things. So I've completed that, and now I'm going to cut out the drawer part. So then you'll make an entry cut and glue that back together, and then you'll have to glue the back onto that. So I'm just cutting the outside off, and then you just want to go around and have your first corners rounded, or your 3 corners rounded, but then the entry cut is just going to be straight. So you're going to have like a text box kind of shape. So this one went pretty fast because I wasn't touching the block, and it was a lot thinner than the last cut, so it also went faster in that way. So I'm just about to reach the end, in which I will then just pull my blade back out and then split the two apart. And there's my drawer. Next I'm going to continue working on the drawer. I've got to put the fence on, line it up, make sure it's square. And now I'm just going to be cutting the 2 sides of the drawer out. Again, with this I had trouble because the blade guide was touching the wood piece. You can see I'm holding onto the fence to make sure the bandsaw doesn't tip because it's not secured in any way to the bench. So I ended up fixing that later on, but for now it was taking a while. After this, I'll cut the drawer out after I have the 2 sides. I'm just cutting them at about 1/4 inch instead of 3/8. I also have headphones on, as you might have seen, because it makes a very screechy noise whenever I use it, because it's rubbing against the thing so fast, and I get out and start cutting at screeches. But this also went pretty well because you're just cutting thinner and thinner pieces. So that went pretty well. I definitely do like red oak stripe. If you get it lined up with the blues and everything, it ends up looking really nice. So here I'm just going to cut out the shape of it, and I at least want to have square corners. So I cut down and then back it up a bit, and then make a curve cut. And then I'll go to the other end, and then make it to that corner. Then I'll just pull it out and cut straight into the corner, like so. And then I'll just take that out and cut out the corner so that I have square edges. I'm just doing a bit of hand sanding. And I did the inside of the drawer because that'll be hard to get, and the inside of this. And then the rest of it I'll do on the belt sander once I glue everything. Although I did sand the flat faces, like the back of the outer box and the back of the outer box. And then I also sanded the 2 sides of the drawer and where they would be glued to. Then I just had to shape them and make sure they fit well. After that, I was almost done. I just cut out a quick handle and then just glued it on there after adding a little bevel on each side so that it was easy to open. So I'm almost done here. I'm just making sure that everything's flush and square, because that just helps with the It just helps with the look and makes sure it's not tilted or anything, and the box won't just fall out. My camera moved a little bit, so that's a little annoying, but I still got the shot pretty well. So now I'm just making sure that the drawer is flush, so I'm just sanding the outer box down to the size of the drawer. So you can see I'm just slipping it in there and testing it and then sanding more. It looks a lot better if it's flush or close to flush, but I wouldn't recommend making the drawer further out. Here are just some basic shots. I got the insides. I hope to get this flocking. I want to get blue, honestly, but with quarantine, it's hard to get, and I can't find it on Amazon or anything. For now, this will just have to do, and I'll finish it later, but honestly, it looks amazing. I feel I did a lot better job than the previous box that I made. It was very similar to this. I think the red stripe was on the other side, but I do like it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. I hope to see you later in the next video. Bye.